Good morning, everybody. This is Ryan from Breakout. Hope you guys are all doing well. In this video, I wanted to walk over the entire process of how I build campaigns from scratch, not just the scripting, not just finding lead lists and your ICP, the thought process that goes behind how we test angles from the very start so you can see results as fast as possible and scale your winning angles quickly and book an insane amount of meetings and do it efficiently, right? So delving into the setup process, what to test, and how to find winners and how to do it fast. So without further ado, let's dive right into this. So everyone loves to talk about, their favorite script to book meetings, right? Or this strategy that I could buy a Lamborghini in under 6 months, whatever. But I never hear anyone talk about how to actually approach new cold outbound campaigns to see results as fast as you possibly can. So tell me if you've ever been here before. Maybe you're an SDR, maybe you're managing some sort of marketing team, some sales team, and your boss wants you to be sending those emails. Maybe you're an agency owner and you've just finished setting up all the tech. You've connected your domains to SmartLead to Instantly. You're ready to go, and you're staring at that infamous Google Doc that's completely blank. The cursor is pulsing in and out, whatever, and you sit there frustrated, not knowing where to start, what to write, or how to craft these sequences. Your mind is completely blank. So my entire goal of this document here is to give you the exact process on how to strategize winning campaigns from the start to build these angles quickly and start to print meetings because of it. And just as a super quick reference, so you do know that this works, I literally only started attacking campaigns like this about a few months ago, like 2 months back. And we booked 14 demos in under 11 days, sending under 750 emails a day. So this stuff works. You can scale winners super quickly. It's a good process. Let's buckle up and dive right into it. Okay. So the first thing that you kind of want to understand before launching your campaign is the main and the only goal for the first 1 to 2 months of the campaign being live is to test out as many different angles as you can to see what the market reacts to and what they don't react to. So you sell a product or a service. You're selling that service or product to a certain people. Sorry, it is absolutely pouring rain. I don't know if you can hear this. This is crazy. But with this market that you're selling to, you don't know if they want your thing yet. I mean, hopefully you have some other channels of, marketing, but you have to test certain things that work and what they like, what they want, and what they don't want. So what you should do before every single campaign you run is come up with a hypothesis. Now, this should be centered around the pain points of your ICP and what solutions your product and service helps solve. So I'll give you an example of the exact thought process that I used for myself a few weeks back for that campaign that I showed you to come up with my own hypothesis, right? So I sell a performance-based lead gen offer to mainly B2B SaaS companies. Now, they've probably seen this before. In fact, I know that they've seen this before. So I need to do something in my offering, in my copy to be able to stand out. So I'm going to frame my entire outbound sequences around how we use cold email and we use asset-based selling methods, which is basically we create the sales assets for you to be able to distribute, to warm the leads up, to make the sales process easier, to build that trust, right? So my hypothesis is that this will cause a pattern interrupt compared to the traditional lead gen offer that they see all the time. And out of curiosity, they might respond to this. This is all that you can do coming into creating new campaigns because you don't know, right? Hopefully you have some data, you have some sort of sense on your market, what's working and what's not, but you don't have a clear certainty, right? So you need to test a whole bunch of different stuff to see what they want and what they don't. It's that simple. Your prospects, they have problems. You have a solution to their problems. All you're trying to do is get in front of their eyes enough times for them to take action and want to learn more from you. That's all you're doing. But how do you find these right things to say or the proper angles to take or track what's working and what's not? So this is all done through testing. This is the most important part. Now, an analogy that I like to kind of compare this to is a large majority of what you're going to be doing in outbound prospecting is similar to gambling in a casino. Now, let me explain before you get upset. You aren't going to be 100% certain that what you do is going to work. You're not. Like in a blackjack or a poker hand. But what you can do is stack the probabilities in your favor to maximize your odds of seeing results. And the easiest way to do this is by testing stuff. So the easiest way to test is by finding different ways to present your main offering. So again, I'm going to use this for myself because it's the easiest thing that I know how to explain. But let's pretend that we're doing this for a cold email offer. So all of these angles that I'm about to show you are tests that I've run for myself. So maybe my main offering is we'll add 20 plus demos to your calendar in under 90 days on a 100% performance basis. This is the main angle that I run with. You've probably seen this before. If you're reading this over email or if this is how you found this video, this is probably what I reached out to you with. But I can also, change that angle to make it, will help you add 3 paying users to your platform in under 3 months on a pay-per-call basis. This is the exact same offer. What I'm delivering is the exact same, but the offering switched from demos to closed users. Again, we're just testing. Maybe one of these angles resonates a lot more with your target market, right? A different angle will outperform your current SDRs and will do it on a 100% performance basis. So again, we're changing the offering to what they're currently doing and how we can improve that, right? And then lastly, another angle. We'll install a cold email system inside of your business to predictively acquire clients efficiently, changing the offer from outcome-based to more system kind of process-based. Now, although you're changing up the wording of the offer, what you're actually delivering on is completely identical, right? Like all of these different angles that I just wrote, the actual deliverables and what I'm doing and what me and my team are building is the exact same thing. But you're just seeing if different angles resonate more with your target market. Now, here's the reason that we do all this, right? Number one, a pattern interrupt. This is like the funniest thing that I find in cold outbound that people don't really understand is that the prospects that you're reaching out to, they work real jobs in real companies with real things to do. They're not sitting at their desk all day waiting for your cold emails. Your only goal is to interrupt them from their day-to-day work, to take an interest and conceptualize your offer and make it as simple as possible for them to respond with yes or sure. That is simply all you're trying to do. The second reason, different people respond differently to different offers, right? For company A, maybe they're desperately struggling with the amount of demos that they're booking right now. So for them, that offer giving them book demos on a performance basis might be the most appealing thing in the world because it speaks directly to their needs and what they're currently struggling with. But for company B, maybe they're booking in an efficient amount of demos, but their SDRs are really underperforming. They're really lacking. So, if they're paying those SDRs 6 to 8K a month for lackluster outputs, in this case, the SDR offer for us to outperform their SDRs and do it on a performance basis, that might make complete sense to them, even though the deliverables that me and my team are delivering are identical, right? It's the exact same offer. What you're doing is the exact same. It's just framed in different ways to speak to the market and the problems that they may be facing more broadly. You won't know that company B has this SDR problem. The only way you can find that out is by putting this offer in front of them and seeing. That's the whole casino effect, is that you don't know. There's a lot of things that you can do with, filters and buying intent stuff, and that's great. But for something like this, you 99.9% will not know that their SDRs are underperforming or struggling unless you put that offer right in front of their eyeballs. Now, what you can do with this is you can scale winners, right? So upon doing this across a few thousand leads for a few weeks, a few months, you'll quickly see which angles are starting to rip and which ones are not. If you're using something like SmartLead or Instantly, which you should be, with the data that they give you is strong and really easy to see and conceptualize, you can super easily scale your volume into the winning angles that are working and cut your losers that aren't, all while getting real-time data from the market, literally finding out what they want and what they don't want. This is literally the most valuable information that you can have as a marketing team, as a whatever kind of business you are, because you're taking these tests that you've just run and are getting direct feedback of do you want this or not? That's just super valuable stuff, right? So take these tests that you've just run, organize them in split tests in your email campaign sequences, see what's working, what isn't, and let your winners run to the moon until they stop working. Running this strategy has given me solid campaign results like this. These are just kind of a few examples. The first one is the one that I booked 14 demos off of. This is one of a client. We've booked a pretty solid amount of demos on that as well. So I'm going to keep going. If this would load for me. Oh gosh, what is going on? So winning at the casino. So I know I made that kind of casino comparison before. Every decision that you make is going to be with uncertainty, right? But you need to align the probabilities of what your market wants in your favor by asking them if they want your thing or not. This is literally kind of the essence of what outbound prospecting is. You are going to people with a hypothesis of something that they're struggling with and providing them something that you think that they need. Except the problem is you don't know if they actually want or need your thing or not. This is exactly why outbound is similar to going to the casino, right? You are gambling, sending emails, in hopes that the slot machine, the market, will reward you by giving you a big win and paying you out. Your prospects are interested in your offer. They want to learn more. They want to buy from you. So outbound prospecting is basically strategic gambling, right? Try thinking about it like this, right? Imagine you had the ability to play blackjack, but every single hand that you have, you're guaranteed to have at least an 18. The probability of you winning would be tremendously higher than playing a normal hand where anything can happen, you could bust, or could have a hand below an 18. This is exactly what finding winners in your outbound campaigns does. You're finding statistically proven angles that the marketplace wants, which makes your probability of other people wanting it a lot higher as well. This is equivalent to going to the blackjack table, and having your odds boosted on every single hand that you play. Now, I know I just covered a lot. I might be bombarding you with stuff. Let's summarize everything into 3 main take-home points, okay? Your only goal for the first 1 to 2 months of a campaign should be to test angles in your market and find which ones are winners and which ones are duds. Scale the winners, cut the duds quickly. You can do this by stating your offer multiple times, but presenting it in different ways to see what the market bites on and has an interest in. Once you find what your market seems to have an interest in, cut your losses with angles that aren't working and pour gasoline on the fire with what is working, which is you put more leads into these sequences and you cut the losing angles and you send more emails to the winning sequences. Now, if you're doing all of this, congratulations, because this is a lot, right? You should have just built a reliable cold outbound channel to get clients and get users for your business. Now, all you have to do is nurture them properly. Pre-call to warm them up from being completely sold, convince them on your offer and service, and close them as a client. That's a whole different process. We're going to save that for another doc. But last kind of thing here, once this loads, is that's a lot. What I just explained is not easy. It's not something that you can just hand off to an employee and say, hey, can you do this thing? So here's the deal. You could do this yourself. You 1000% can. I just told you exactly how you could. You could spend the next few months learning all this stuff, how to set up the inboxes properly, connect them to your sending tool, add the correct DNS, learn how to write cold emails, set up with Zaps to connect the replies to Slack, manage the inboxes, learn how to response handle, set up sequences, blah, blah, blah. Or you could literally just get us to do it for you. I don't want to sound too pitchy, but if you do want something like this on a completely done for you basis on performance, my website's right here. I'll link it in the description as well. Breakoutcreatives.com. That's all I got for you guys. Thanks. Have a good one. Love you.